I used to be overweight, and in my journey of losing weight, I tried a lot of different diets that didn't work because I would always gain the weight back. But I have discovered the secrets to permanent weight loss, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you in this series of videos. Today I'm going to tell you about 5 easy tips you can follow to eat out at restaurants and still lose weight. Because when you go out to a restaurant, it's so easy to indulge and to just say, forget it. I mean, even if you want to eat right, you don't know how to do it. But if you follow these 5 steps, you can still eat out at restaurants and lose weight. So tip number 1 is to cut out the butter and the cheese. I heard a statistic once that said the average restaurant meal has over a stick of butter in it. That's a lot of fat. Tell your server that you don't want any butter or cheese on any of your food. But you would be surprised at how much butter is actually in food that you would never expect it to be in. You can order a side of vegetables, but if they're sauteed in butter, they're no longer healthy for you. And if you order a fillet of fish, if it's drizzled with butter, that kind of cuts out the point of being healthy, right? The best way to make sure that you won't get any added butter or cheese is to tell your server that you have a dairy allergy. I was recently at a restaurant just the other day, and I told my server that I have a dairy allergy. And that way they're obligated to tell you exactly what foods have the butter and the cheese in them. The culinary manager of the restaurant came over to my table and said, make sure you don't eat the vinaigrette dressing. And I said, well, why can't I eat the vinaigrette? She said, because it has cheese in it. Okay, who puts cheese in a vinaigrette dressing? Well, this restaurant did. So it's things like that, places you would never expect to find butter and cheese hidden in your meal. Tell them you have a dairy allergy, and that's the one way you can be sure that you won't get any of that extra fat. Tip number 2 is to make your own salad dressing. When you order a salad, you want all the freshness, the greens, the healthy food, but if you smother it in that salad dressing, you might as well eat some French fries because it has enough calories and enough fat as a large order of French fries. Now, if I'm going to eat that much fat, I don't know about you, but I would personally just rather eat the French fries. Make your own salad dressing. Ask for oil and vinegar on the side. And that way you drizzle the olive oil and the vinegar on top of it. With crushed black pepper, it tastes delicious. You'll never miss your old salad dressing. And the oil from the olive oil is the healthy kind of fats that actually help you lose weight. And vinegar is a natural fat burner. So the best of both worlds. You've made your delicious salad even healthier. Tip number 3 is to cut out white bread. White bread is so bad for you because it turns straight to sugar as soon as you eat it, and it's that sugar spike that makes you store fat. If you think about wheat in its natural environment, it's not white. It's brown, right? I mean, think about a blowing field of wheat blowing in the wind. It's all brown. And that brown is from the outer shell, the husk. That's the shell that has all the nutrition, all the fiber, and all the vitamins and minerals. In the processing, they make the white bread by taking off that outer shell of the wheat berry, and then that leaves the grain underneath exposed and white. But when they take off that shell, they're taking out all the fiber and all the nutrients, and it also the part that slows down the digestive process. So eating whole grain breads will take longer to digest, and you also get the nutrition of that outer shell from the wheat. I especially like when I can see the grains in my bread because that way I know it's as close to the original natural form of the grain as can be. So tip number 4 is to eliminate sauces completely. I've already told you that there is way too much butter and cheese in most restaurant meals. And the main source of a lot of this calories and fat comes from the sauces. They may say it's a wine sauce or a garlic sauce, but really it's mostly cheese, it's mostly cream, and it's mostly butter and sugar. Things that you do not want to be eating in order to lose weight and get healthy. So tell them, yeah, I know it may say wine sauce, but it's mostly cheese, and then they just put a little bit of wine in it or drizzle some garlic in it, and then they can call it a garlic sauce. So just say, you know what, I don't want any sauce at all. And just have them bring you like a side of lemon wedges so you can squirt that on your food. And also vinegar is a really great side to your meal as well. So tip number 5 is to skip dessert. Tell your server ahead of time, I do not want dessert. Don't ask me if I want dessert. Don't bring a dessert menu over to my table. And especially, don't bring that tray of pre-made desserts over to my table and shove it in my face. Don't you hate when they do that? Just tell your server, don't even ask me, I don't want dessert. And as soon as you're done eating your meal, chew it on a stick of gum. A lot of times you want dessert and something sweet just to take out the flavors in your mouth. And so chewing gum will help you crave your desire for eating something sweet. So those are 5 easy tips that you can use today when you go and eat out at a restaurant, so you can eat out and still lose weight. I hope you've got a lot of great information today. This is only the beginning. I have so much more to share, and you can check more out at my website.